hate and hypocrisy on the far left, that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. As you may remember, the New York Times published more than 50 front-page stories about Abu Ghraib, far more than any other newspaper. While the abuse at that Iraqi prison was a big story, which we covered in depth, the Times used the situation to hammer the Bush administration, which it despised. Now, there is no question that by hyping the Abu Ghraib story, the Times fed into anti-American feeling all over the world and created even more hatred for this country. There is no denying that. Times publisher Arthur Sulzberger and editor Bill Keller hate President Bush because the paper initially endorsed the run-up to the Iraq War, printing a number of major articles detailing Saddam Hussein's deadly weapons program. Of course, the Times reporting turned out to be untrue. Sulzberger and Keller were embarrassed, and so they launched a hateful campaign against the Bush administration, which grossly offended their liberal sensibilities anyway. The vitriol was led by far-left columnists Paul Krugman and Frank Rich, who brutally attacked President Bush and other people who might agree with him. The rhetoric used by these zealots was incredibly vicious. Thus, it was stunning to see both Krugman and Rich write columns saying the Fox News Channel and other non-liberal concerns were stoking up hatred against people like President Obama and Dr. George Tiller. The hypocrisy here is epic. The campaign the Times and others have launched is designed to do two things. First, marginalize Fox News, which is becoming the nation's most powerful news organization, even while the Times and the liberal TV networks are failing. And secondly, to mainstream extremism. There's no question, according to Kansas investigators, that Dr. Tiller was killing late-term viable fetuses for casual reasons. Testimony and documentation prove it. Yet the far left sees nothing wrong with that horror. Last Friday, I asked the editor of Salon, Joan Walsh, one basic question 3 times. Do you feel that late-term fetuses deserve any protections at all, Miss Walsh?
You know, Bill, that really is the hardest issue in the abortion debate.
Well, no, I asked you in the first question, do you believe late-term fetuses should have any protections in the United States at all? Do you?
I believe that late-term abortion under the current circumstances to save the life of the mother.
Now I'm going to ask you once again, 3rd time. Do you believe late-term fetuses are entitled to any protections in the United States of America?
I believe the law should be what it is, Bill.
All right, and we were not talking about any catastrophic health issues here. We were obviously talking about casual executions of late-term viable fetuses. That was the discussion. It had nothing to do with Roe v. Wade, and of course, Ms. Walsh would not answer, which is an answer. In her mind, late-term fetuses deserve no protections whatsoever. Later in the interview, she even said Tiller was a hero. We posted the entire talk on BillO'Reilly.com, and I hope you watch it. Now, Ms. Walsh's position is extreme, ladies and gentlemen. It has nothing to do, as I said, with Roe v. Wade or the abortion debate. It has everything to do with destroying human life for trivial reasons. By blaming me for Tiller's murder, the far left can avoid the human rights issue and frighten other public people who believe that destroying human life cannot be a casual thing. Radical zealots want to intimidate, but they never explain their callousness to human life. Think about it. A newspaper whips up worldwide anti-American hatred and then calls me a hater for reporting accurately on Tiller when few others will? Amazing. And that's a memo.